We back at y'all, man. Episode 2 of the Bucket Business Podcast. We coming live on the Zoom, COVID like, but we don't got COVID. We just got scheduling issues. My boy X is on the other side of the country right now, so that's how we're gonna be coming at y'all for a little bit. Hopefully, we can get another episode in person, but the majority of the episodes are gonna be like this. So let's get people a little update. What's good with you? How you feeling? What's new? Talk to me.
What up, everybody? This is your co-host, Xavier Johnson, checking in. Everything's been good with me, Like you said, I am currently in Ohio. I'm with my child, doing daddy duties like always, and to, you know, raise my son and play basketball overseas at the same time. So it's definitely it's been a unique summer for me for sure. So, but it's been really good. It's been good to spend time with my family since it's so limited, and you know, it's just different. Everything's different, when you got a kid. So, but it's
Yeah,
been great. It's been great. It's been a blessing. It's been nothing but love. It's been nothing but positivity around me. And yeah, what's up with you?
man, just grinding. This summer it's been different from the rest. Like I said in the first episode, was gone 10 months. So feel like as soon as I got back, I had to get straight to work. I was traveling a lot, went on vacation, saw a little family. So it's different from the past summers where we kind of had a little extra time to get into things. And here, I started off a bit slower, just trying to handle my business. But we good now. Good news. Just signed to play in VTB in the Russian League. Super excited about that.
Dope, super
I mean,
dope.
I guess we time stamping this. The news dropped today officially. So,
Yeah.
if y'all want to follow back on the timestamp,
Please,
my boy
congrats.
X, congrats to you as
Yeah.
well. Tell the people about where you signed.
Yep, I just signed. I'm going back to A2 for another year, um, and I'm going to Italy again and Verona. So a lot of people have been, hitting me up like, "Oh, why'd you go back to the same league? Why'd you do this? You could have went here and you went there." So I guess my answer to that was, I had a lot of teams that are interested in me in the top leagues, um, but I felt like the reason I went with this team was because I just feel like they really wanted me, and and like that kind of means a lot because that means like they did the research on me, they like understand me, and where I am and where I'm going with my life. So
Yeah.
to really like to be like basically give me what I wanted and to basically just be like we're all in on you if you want to
Mm-hmm.
sign, like you're our first option. That means a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of teams just kind of like play you off and be like, yeah, maybe we're interested and this and that, but it's always better to be wanted and to be a first option than to be like second or third
Yeah.
option, because that
Yeah.
means that means that means you can really have a successful year. You can really do your thing, and you can go into the season with confidence, rather than just being just whoever to them and be like, oh well, if he doesn't do good, then we can get rid of him.
Yeah.
So
That's probably like the most annoying part, like trying to explain to people why you did the things that you did, because a lot of people, they don't really understand the details in it. They just kind of see what's on paper and they
exactly.
say, oh yeah, why'd you do this when you could have did that because it sound better, but y'all don't really understand about the big reasons behind it and what's gonna come from it.
Exactly. And then for me, another thing was just like I hate when like I got all these agents hitting me up like, oh, we can do this for you, do that for you. They like, oh, just come sign with us and we can do this for you. It's like if you can do it for me, then you shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
understand you have to be signed to someone, but it's just like at the same time, it's like a lot of agents make a lot of empty promises. So we have to like it's hard to filter out the trash, It's hard to
Yeah.
like, oh, who can you trust, who can you not trust? And then when you make a decision somewhere, you know what I'm saying, they come with a
Yeah.
negative response. And
Exactly. Yeah.
those are the agents that I would never work with. I would never work with an agent who's like, oh, yeah, like, oh man, you signed there, like, oh, you're messing up your career. It's like, why do you say that to a player? You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
we're always focused on being greater and being the best us. So after you sign, it's like, why would you just like say something like that? So I had to deal with that a lot this summer. People just trying to throw shots at me, or not throw shots, but say like, oh, you should have signed with us. We could have did this with us. It's like if you could have done that, then you would have did it.
yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So it was a it's and this kind of happens every summer to me. I don't know why, but after I sign somewhere, teams are always trying to say this and do that, or agents are trying to say this and do that. So it's been a weird vibe, but I'm really happy where I'm at. My
Yeah,
agent was really communicating with me a lot, and like more than anything, like that's really important to me.
yeah,
Agent just to be like, hey, how are you doing today? And it doesn't have to be every day, but just being like, hey, what's up? Or hey, I talked to this coach, and this coach, and they'll get back to us whenever. So just like it's little things for me. Like I don't really want to work with the agent that just hits me up when they have a job or just like this and that. It's like I want someone who I can like communicate with, who I can like tell me the truth, and not just like sugarcoat stuff. So
yeah.
it,
Well,
it's been a good summer, and it's been great. So yes, sir. It's
sure
time to get back.
happy for you. For sure happy for you. We don't got to get into the details, but it's definitely a great situation for you that
Yeah,
we talked about before. So happy for you. I'm happy as well, man. Leveled up in all areas. I checked off everything off my list. So,
yeah,
really good summer so far.
right. So
How's your
tell me more about how your league, and maybe for me and for everyone, our viewers, let's break down these leagues. Let's break down different international. What's the difference between international cups and leagues? So for you, help our viewers break down what's the difference between like most people know Euro League, Euro Cup, FIBA Euro Cup, but like there's also rankings in leagues. So tell more about that.
well, yeah, in terms of like the Euro Cup and stuff for the people that just don't really understand that at all, I'll get into that. Basically, teams play in their domestic league, so they play in the league that the country that they're in, and then they can also play in international play, which you're playing against some of the best teams from other countries, and that's kind of the biggest stage. The top one, which people probably heard before, Euro League. That's the highest level in Europe you could play in. That's where of how do those foreign guys that you see coming into the NBA, that's where they play. Luka, all of them, that's where everybody came from. So, that's where most guys playing in Europe, that's their goal to play at the highest, make the most money, and then under that is Euro Cup, which is also really good. High level teams, teams that are right under Euro League, in terms of competition wise, money wise, really good league you want to play in. And then the order from there down is Champions League and FIBA Euro Cup. I personally played in FIBA Euro Cup a couple times. It was a really good experience. All of those levels are really good because you get to play at a high level. You get to play on a big stage. So it's kind of like doubling your opportunity because you get to play well for your domestic team and you get to play well on a higher level in front of everybody. As far as some of the top teams or top leagues in the world, there's Italy, there's Spain, there's the VTB in Russia, there's France. I would say those are like the top four really good leagues where you'll find a lot of future NBA players or a lot of ex NBA guys. But those are kind of leagues that they end up in.
What about Germany's league?
Germany, yeah, Germany is good. I'll put that in the top five as well.
Do you
Very
have a ranking in
respectable.
the top five? You have a ranking, or is it like would you say
Uh,
Spain first?
my ranking off the top of my head, top three probably would be Spain, Italy, and VTB.
Gotcha.
Anybody else in other leagues, don't attack me. I'm sorry. That's just off the top of my head, but all of those leagues
This
are
this is
evenly
specifically
respectable. Yeah.
Spencer opinion.
I honestly ain't really have a top. I ain't really have a top three, but I think a lot of people won't argue with that. You know, you could switch those numbers out anywhere. A lot of those leagues have a lot of great teams with really good players.
Right.
A lot of ex NBA guys.
Yeah, most definitely. There's a lot of ex NBA players and a lot of those top leagues. So, and it's funny how it's like in before, I remember like a lot of NBA players would go right to EuroLeague, like because their
Yeah,
hype was their name. But now it's starting to change a little bit. You gotta build up a little bit, um, build a street cred overseas, you can
yeah,
say. So a lot of people are ending up playing for just good leagues and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's different. It's different for sure. So it's good to
yeah.
hear
You got
that.
definitely got to build up that ladder.
Right.
You've
It's
been
go ahead.
you about to say? Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I said it's always, like I said, we said last episode, it's always going to be a ladder when you're overseas, because like we said, they'll care a little bit what you did in the past, but it's mostly they're still going to want you to build up your credit because NBA and overseas basketball is different,
Yeah,
it's not, you know what I'm saying? Everything's just a little bit different. It's similar, but it's different. So
yeah. Unless
it's
you're coming
okay.
in with like a big name
Yeah,
off top, then you're gonna have to work your way up.
yeah,
So playing overseas will humble you in that part where you might thought, oh well, I did this in college, but on paper it might not be that special, and your name don't ring bells like you think it do. So you got to start at a lower level and build your way up for sure.
right, for sure.
You've been grinding. What you
Man,
been
this
doing this summer, man? You've been grinding.
I've been it's been hard. So it's been harder than usual, I should say, because I had my son with me when I was in California, and it's hard to get a workout in and manage your son and do these things. So I was able to get a few workouts in here and there, um, not like I usually do, I guess you could say. Um, and now that I'm in Ohio, um, it's like a whole different terrain. I don't know many people out here. I don't know where to go to hoop and stuff like that. But the more I'm out here, the more I'm learning the things. So lately, I've been able to. I met this guy. He's actually from California. His name is Chase. He runs this place called Broadview Nutrition, and it's basically this place where you go, you get like fitness tees, I guess you could say. They're sponsored. They all work through Herbalife. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Herbalife, great product. You know what I'm saying? I just got all my products. So
That boy sponsored.
yeah, sponsor. Hey, throw out that sponsor for
That boy sponsored.
throw out that sponsor for Herbalife. But yeah, they make great products for everything you need. So and also with him, he has a gym in the back of the shop. So I'm able to, basically do like have a personal trainer and my phone just fell. I'm basically able to have a personal trainer and I'm able to, get my shakes and proteins that I need to, fuel me throughout the day, help me cut down weight. Cause, when I'm
Yeah,
home, if
it's
you know,
different.
I like to eat. I like to eat, man. I love to eat, man. I love food. I love
That coming home weight is different. I
coming
stepped
home.
on the scale. I stepped on the scale the other day. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna run a few laps. It's
Coming home to eat, man.
time.
You gain that weight quick because
For
you know
real.
you're only here for 3 months and then you
Yeah,
back. So I'm trying to eat what I all the stuff I was missing overseas and everything. So, but I've been able to grind and get my products, and work out. And tomorrow I'm about to go hoop. So we're gonna see how it goes, and we're gonna keep on working. We're gonna keep on working because for me, I mean, I hit some benchmarks this year that I wanted to hit, but I ain't hit all of them. So
you gotta
I'm
stay
just keep
hungry for
progressing.
sure.
Yeah, I'm always keep progressing because for me, I'm trying to get to EuroLeague. So, and I think I'm taking the right steps, and but it's gonna be on me. It's gonna be on my agent in the summer to give me those opportunities and jobs. So
Yeah,
don't worry about my part.
yeah.
That's all I have to worry about. So it's
This
been good so far. the grind's been good, you know, and I'm gonna continue grinding till I leave, which is in a few weeks. So we're gonna see how
Gotta
it goes.
get to it. This
Yeah.
like being a pro and working out in the off season, it's a lot different from college because you don't even realize it until you become a pro.
Right.
Because when you're in, even like your whole life growing up, you always know, all right, this is when off season is, this is when preseason is, this is when season starts every year. So it's easy to plan out your schedule when you come home and you grinding for X amount of days because you know that's how long you need to get ready. Now,
Right.
when you're a pro, unless you go into the NBA, it's different overseas because you can literally sign at any time. And the summer is the hot time, but if I wanted to, I could wait until October to sign and play a season. So you don't really know when your season starts. You don't really know when you're gonna leave. You don't know what team you're gonna end up on. So I would say, like, it was kind of tough at first when I was fresh out of college, and at first you working out in the summer, you excited. But me, my first year, I didn't even leave until end of September the first year. So
Mhm.
it's like you working out, you grinding, but you like, hold on, like you start questioning, like, what am I grinding for? Like, obviously you grinding to play, but you're like, when the hell season gonna start?
Right.
So it's like a different kind of mindset, and I'm still getting used to it and just kind of estimating the time. So okay, well, I think I'm gonna leave in August. Every time August come around, I always lock into a different mode. And I feel like now we at that level where we kind of understand. So
Yep.
like even if we take a little time off, we know that we need to get to it in a
Yep.
certain amount of time because we don't know when it's coming, but we know it's coming soon.
Right. Yeah. I can definitely attest to that, because I remember my first year overseas. I didn't know where I was going to go. It was getting to like October. And I'm just like, I don't know where I'm going to go. I'm working out. I'm like killing myself. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't know when you're going
What?
to go. You don't know where you're going to be. And even that part, like, kind of switches your, like, your mental, because you're like, I don't know when I'm going to leave. I don't know where I'm going to be playing. It's like, all right, it's like, what am I doing this for? Exactly like you said, it's like, what's the point of doing this? So it's definitely way more of a mental battle, with yourself, just like stay focused to be ready for season because you don't know when your number's going to be called because a team might hit you up like, hey, your agent might hit you up like, hey, this team wants you. If you sign a contract, you can leave like tomorrow. You
Yeah.
know, stuff.
That's exactly what happened to me my first year. Had to
Yeah,
leave next day.
exactly. Yeah. So it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like situations have been like that, where you just like you gotta be ready. And I remember my first year, um, I was gonna go overseas. I ended up doing the G League, but I was gonna work out for this team in Germany called Ludwigsburg. And they like, hey, we want you to sign, we want you to come here. They flew me out there for like 2 weeks. And then, I guess according to him, I guess he's a crazy coach or whatever. But according to him, he said, "Oh, I wasn't in shape, so they
I
sent me back."
remember that. I remember that story
Uh
way
huh.
back when.
So I was like, "Okay," you know what I'm saying. So it's like, was it me? Could have been. Was it the coach? Could have been. Everyone said he
Yeah.
was a good coach, but I didn't listen. I mean, it was an opportunity to go. So it was a cool experience, and that also goes back to the fact of being wanted. I got the vibe from him that I was like, it was whatever to him, either way. So
Yeah.
I felt like he was kind of looking for an excuse not to sign me, and I guess he found me. So, um, that's how it goes sometimes, and you just gotta just that gave me motivation. So I ended up going to the G League for a couple of years. Played hard for that coach, Bob McKinnon, old school coach. So gave me fuel to be a starter both years in the G League, and
Yeah.
and being a starter and not being a two-way player or a affiliate,
That's
there's some
big.
that is
That's
big.
big. 'Cause
Yeah,
I got some G League horror stories. I was not starting at
right.
all. I was not playing.
Yeah, and for me to even come in late, coming in late to the team, you know, because I had to go. I think I went to like through the second draft part where I wasn't on the first draft because I was going to go overseas. So
Yeah.
I was on the second draft board. So for me to come in on a team that is already made up of players like Donald Sloan, Jonathan Motley, like players that like are either two ways or have ex NBA experience, and be able to start with them was lit.
Yeah.
You know? And then Ashley playing in Australia now, I think, or he played last year. You know what I'm saying? Players that were really high up in their scales and stuff like that. So it was cool to be able to go in there and, you know, prove myself, I guess you could say. So
Yeah, you definitely had a good opportunity.
yeah, definitely cool.
Let's get we talking about before we talked off mic a little bit about the college grind.
Right.
You know, for my young guys out there. What'd you major in college?
We're talking about
Let's get into the education.
College grind, education. I majored in ethnic studies and psychology. So it wasn't a double major. I majored in ethnic studies with an emphasis with psychology. So I was able to, you know, learn and do those things. And I went to Colorado. I went to Colorado University. It's a great school. Shout out Buffaloes, you know. So it was good, man. But you know, it's hard.
The college grind is different.
College grind is hard. It's you gotta waking up at 6:30, 7 a.m. You're going right to the weight room. You working out, killed yourself in the weight room. Right from there,
you know what's funny? I never had morning workouts like that.
What?
Everybody else did. We never had no horror stories of waking up at 6 to go work out. Nothing like that.
Should have went to SDSU.
All of our stuff was afternoon.
Down the street from me. Wow.
Ours was all afternoon grind.
Man. Yeah, no. We woke up, we had weights. After weights, you gotta go right to class or get your little snack in, whatever you want, go to class. You got 4 periods or whatever, however many classes you take in that day. And after that, you got basketball. And
straight to it.
Do it all.
I majored in social sciences, but that's not even what I want to major in. My first major, I actually switched majors. My first major was communication.
No, speak on why that's not what you wanted to major in.
Well, I started off in communications my freshman year, and first semester I did good. I made honor roll.
Mm-hmm.
Second semester, I had like this history class that I could not pass for the life of me. I couldn't even tell you. It might have been American history. I don't even remember. Literally, I was getting an F or a D on every single test we had. It was like written essay test. I was failing every single one, and I was really trying. Like I'm working with the tutors. The tutors are approving my papers. I'm putting extra work. F. End up failing the class. It messes up my GPA, and my GPA drops under the requirements. So now I can't take communications. And that's like at that moment, that's when I was just like, man, like college is a scam. Like I don't like looking at it now, I wouldn't say college is a scam, but like in that moment, I was just so disappointed at the fact that I'm really like trying to do something that I'm interested in. Like I was really like a lot of people say, oh well, communication is easy. Yeah, you might think that, but that was something I was like really interested in, like genuinely wanted to do it. And I can't take it because I'm failing a history class 5, 6, 7 years later that I can't even remember the name of.
Right.
That's when I was like, bro, like, what are we doing here? Like, I might as well just go through the motions. And from that moment, I had never had any issues in school, but I just kind of went through the motions, which I regret. Just to pass school, I was like, I'm a hoop. You know, I'm gonna get my degree, and then I'm gonna go make this money. And you know, I'm gonna leave everybody in the past because this isn't what I want to do anyway.
Right. Tell me about your routine. Let me hear your routine first for college and what college you went to.
What we did with practices and classes and stuff.
Full day, just a normal full day. Yeah.
Full day, I probably wake up and have class in the morning. I'll have like one class or so. After that, you got a little bit of time to get some food, head to practice. We always practice in the afternoon, so like one or something like that. After practice, boom, straight to tutoring. Go to tutoring, handle my business, and then when you get out, you got a little bit of time and probably head to a night class after that. And it was kind of like that all 4 years. In the beginning, we actually used to practice really late. Like my freshman year, we practiced at maybe like 3 p.m. So it would be practice at 3 and then night class at like 6. So I gotta go straight from practice, shower, and go straight to class.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody trying to be in class fresh out of practice at night at that. Yeah. So it's for sure a different type of grind when you're by yourself and you're not used to that environment. That's why a lot of guys get caught up because you don't have to go to class. I mean, you do, obviously, and like the coaches will be on you, but you could just be like, I'm not going today, and nobody will know unless the coach check on you.
Right.
And that's how a lot of these guys end up getting caught up because they're not used to that kind of freedom. I remember the first time, the first time I skipped class my freshman year. I forgot why. I was just like, yeah, I'm not going. But I was so nervous because I ain't never skipped class before. I'm thinking like my teacher gonna be walking around. I didn't even really realize how free you are.
Right.
I just like I was walking out far, like scared, like dang, my coach gonna see me, the teacher gonna see me. Ain't nobody see me, nobody said nothing.
All right.
Y'all stay in class though, kids. For real.
Yeah, stay in class.
It's a lot of freedom and requires a lot of focus for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely hard, you know. For me, it was like I said, weights. We had weights, we had class, and we had practice. And then if you want to get an extra work, it'd have to be, you know, after practice or in between your free period and from school, all kind of stuff. But for us, it was I had two different experiences, you know. So my first 2 years, my freshman year and my sophomore year, I had this weight coach, and his name was Hardy. And let's just say that now he's the strength and conditioning coach for the Patriots.
Oh, so, yeah, he was putting in work for you.
Every Friday we had this thing called a pain train. It was just, I can't even explain it. Sleds, running, tire flips, all outdoor, just deathly stuff. And then on top of that, we had these I don't know what the program's called, but I was thinking about this the other day when we had these Marines coming for 2 days. We had Marines came into our school.
Oh my God.
We worked out. It was 2 days of just.
Does that help? Because I've seen other teams do that. Our girls team did some Army training.
The only thing that helps is your mental, for real. It just makes you just completely exhausted because you work out from like 7 p.m. to like 11 p.m. and then you work out from like 5 a.m. to like 12 p.m. the next day. So it's like you're already exhausted from the first day. And for us, our first day that we worked out, it was like the first day of snow outside. So it's pouring. We on our backs doing flutter kicks and stuff, and doing our exercise. It just starts snowing on us.
It's cold.
We got it. We'll be carrying each other on each other's backs down this field, and the most unbearable stuff, man. And the next
they had y'all going next level.
Next level, man. It was crazy, man. It was next level stuff, but it definitely tested your mental for sure. So our school was intense, man. It was hard. It was. If you didn't go to class, they check in class every day. They're checking your class. If you're not there, You got to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and you're running sprints. And then, man, tell you.
Yeah.
I
never got caught.
I might have a record of running because I just was doing it. I was like, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from all this, this work and all this working out. It was hard, man. But it helped me get to where I'm at now. I can't complain too much. So
besides like the basketball part, is there anything that you could have done differently in college, like maybe school wise, friend wise?
Definitely. Like we about to talk about. A lot of people have this perception that athletes are dumb or that we take easy classes. That's sometimes it's true, yes, but a lot of times is not. And the reason to this is because if you understand our schedules and how the school has to schedule around the majority rather than the minority, then you would understand that a lot of choices is like, okay, so we have practice in the morning, but there's a class in the morning that you have to take for that certain credit or whatever. You can't take it because you're a student athlete. You know what I'm saying? And they always say the student comes first, but no. You know what I'm saying? Like they schedule you classes so that you take stuff that comes after basketball. So you have to do certain things or if the class requires you to do certain things, you can't do it sometimes because you're traveling on the weekends. And sometimes you might leave on a Tuesday and you might be missing classes, to go play a game somewhere, So it's a lot of perception and a lot of like false ideas that athletes are dumb or we don't know anything, but sometimes it's out of our control or we can't major in what we want to major in because of conflict with basketball. And that's that reality that we have to live in. But another thing is that we plan for free. School is free for us. So we're able to still get an education and stuff at a high level, and be able to live out our dream playing basketball at a pro level. So, but that's definitely a major topic that people overlook, and people think that and I know I've had multiple conversations with people discussing that, talking about, athletes and, oh, they're not smart or this and that, but there's a lot of athletes, we just don't have a choice sometimes. So,
yeah, I feel like I wish I could have maybe challenged myself a little bit more in terms of picking a new major. I think I was just so discouraged that, when I went through the list, that seemed like the smoothest one to do, even though it still wasn't easy. Because like you said, with the traveling, the basketball, that plus any school workload, it was still work, So I don't want anybody to think that, I just coasted through. It for sure worked, but I wish I would have, kind of sat down and thought about what am I going to do after basketball?
Right.
Is this degree really going to help me? Because, you obviously need more than a degree these days. A lot of people who go into regular jobs learn that, but I really wish I could have just kind of spent more time thinking, what's this going to do for me in the future? Because I'll be honest, I didn't even look into what my degree could do for me until maybe like the last couple of weeks of school. For the last few years, I just always put it in the back of my head like, oh well, why don't you like sit down and really think about what you can do with this degree? And I always just pushed it to the side because I'm just trying to get through. I was just trying to graduate. I don't even want to be here I don't want to be in the classroom.
Right.
I really wish I would have kind of sat down and put more thought into it so I could, use it to my advantage. And other thing that I wish I would have done, I wish I would have made stronger connections in college, which I feel everybody should do. You come across a lot of people, you have to shake hands and talk to all these boosters. You know what that's like. You're going to a bunch of events talking to people that you probably don't really normally want to talk to. And, they're just acting like fans. But those people can help you in the future, not just throwing money at you, but somebody might want to support your business that you got outside of basketball. Somebody might want to have a job opportunity for you. I know guys that I played with who already knew that they weren't going to go pro, but they built connections. And I used to look at them weird, like, why are you working on the weekends with this guy? Why are you interning? I'm about to
Right.
go turn up. We just finished practice. I'm finna go turn up after the game. And other guys, they got homework, they doing this and that.
Right.
And now they're in comfortable positions because they set themselves up. So I made some connections, but I really was kind of antisocial in terms of planning for the future.
Right.
So that's something I wish I would have done for sure.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And so a question I got for you would be, we both got sons. Say if your son isn't going to school on a full scholarship, how important do you think college is for your kid?
I think college is important for anybody. Opens up your opportunities. It gives you a chance to not just improve on education, but just your social skills, your life skills. I learned more about living on my own than I did in the classroom. How to deal with different kind of people. I was in an environment that I'm not used to. I'm from Inglewood. I didn't go to school with a white person from sixth grade all the way through high school. So
Right.
just being in a whole different type of culture and environment that helped me for where I'm at now. So I wouldn't force my son to go to a big university. Uh, we're gonna do with whatever we can afford to do. So if I'm in a position, God willing, where money is great and I can afford to send him off to college on my dime, then that's what we're gonna do. But if we can't afford it and we're not trying to be in debt and ruin everything, he's gonna go to a smaller school. So it just all depends on the situation. I don't look down on nobody who went to school and didn't finish, because I know people who went to school with me who have to work for it, and then they just dropped out because they're like, I literally can't afford this,
Right.
and they end up just going to smaller schools. So
Yeah.
I just think it all depends on your situation.
Right.
How you feel about it?
For me, I've been going back and forth. Um, I don't know if college is super important to me. Um, Obviously, if you're going for sports, then I might agree. I would agree. Go on scholarship. But I feel like you said, going to a big university. I feel like a lot of the programs and stuff they teach just aren't applicable to life. I just feel like a lot of the stuff, like, and even if it is a subject that you want to take, there's other classes, like, sometimes that you're forced to take that just don't apply,
Yeah,
or it doesn't matter.
for real.
Like, for your example, like the U.S. history or whatever history it was, it's just like, I feel like it just doesn't apply, and the courses that they should be teaching, they don't, and they do it on
Yeah,
purpose, and it's a corrupt system. Like, if my son wants to go to college, like, he's going to be taking finance classes.
yeah,
He's going to be taking
for real.
some financing classes and become financially literate, because that's the most important thing in this world. I think, I'm not saying money is everything, but I'm saying understanding how money works,
Yeah,
understanding how to make your money make money is huge. There should be classes that teach stocks. There should be classes that teach crypto. There should be classes that teach
taxes.
taxes. There should be classes that
I
teach.
ain't learned about taxes till
All
until
right,
I had to pay them.
you,
They nobody tell me about taxes.
classes that teach you taxes. Classes that teach you how to use a credit card. I don't know why there's even debit cards in the world. Yet debit cards are pointless.
Yeah,
Everyone should be leveraging your credit. If you're smart, leveraging your credit and building your credit score so that you can apply for whatever you want when you are at the age of 25 or whatever, however old you would be. But they don't teach any of those classes, and I just don't see, and it deters me from wanting to, like, really put a bunch of money to a university, but you're not teaching life lessons. The only thing, like you said, that would come out of college for me would be relationships, like building relationships with other people who can lead you to after your basketball career or after whatever, and just building friends, what I'm saying, stuff like that. But other than that, I mean,
it
college is,
ain't. Yeah, it ain't worth going into lifetime debt over.
yeah, I don't want to call it a scam or nothing, but it's just like, Like,
It
I
could
don't know.
be a bit. It could be a bit misleading.
Yeah, I don't know why these colleges aren't teaching these kids like how to like manage money. That's like the biggest thing. It's like, and when people make a lot of money and stuff, a lot of people just fail because they don't know how to, you know, save or like invest. You know?
Exactly.
Those steps are just like huge, and it's crazy.
That's what I didn't even know that about college. I thought when you go to college, you get to take whatever you want. So like when like I'm not the greatest at math, but I got through math in high school, and I'm like, whew, I'm done. I ain't gotta
Right,
take math ever again. I go to college. First thing they throw at me is a math book,
right.
and I'm like, man, like why am I being forced to take these classes that I don't care about? I'm not going to use. Why am I being forced to do this in college when you're supposed to be building people towards a career that they want? Now,
Right.
if they don't know what they want to do, which a lot of people don't, because you can't. It's hard to ask an 18-year-old what you want to do with your life, and they have a clear answer. But
Yeah.
we should be able to choose everything we want.
Right.
If somebody want to take all history classes, that might be weird, but let them do that. They might turn out to be a historian or something.
Right.
But forcing kids to take things that are not applicable in the real world, spell check
It
on
doesn't
that.
make sense. It just doesn't make
It's just
sense. You know?
yeah, it's pointless.
It's
And
it
nobody's talking about money.
right. No
Nobody,
about money.
and it's
But
like it just keeps going. I don't know nothing about taxes. I didn't know about credit.
right.
I didn't know about anything. All I knew was, hey, I'm trying to make some money, and then I'm gonna just try to fake save and spend it. But I didn't know, okay, you need credit to put your name down on something in the future.
Right.
They
And
don't
then
tell you about none of that. They show you in the real world.
they don't teach you any of that, man. And that's the most important stuff, you know. Like if you actually want to like make any big purchases in your life, it's like your credit has to be A1, or you can get hit with a crazy interest rate. You know, stuff like that can just make your life easier, make you save more money. You know, so it's just been crazy. You know, I think that especially if you're an athlete, I think I think they should require them to go to some kind of like financial class, you know,
You know,
especially an athlete or being anyone in general. But really, I would like to see that, you know, like if my son gets a bunch of scholarship offers, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a question that like I ask, you know, like each college. It's like, okay, what classes off can you offer my son to be, you know, financially literate? You
yeah,
know,
because it
that's
needs to and it needs to be forced because we sell everybody on the dream. Work
right,
hard, you get to the NBA, but
right,
just being a professional athlete is so much more than playing basketball at the top level and making a lot of money.
right.
Because they don't just you sign for $1 million, they don't just throw $1 million in your account. They get taxed. You gotta pay fees to people.
One
You
third
know,
tax, and it
yeah.
depends on the state. If you're playing in California, best believe
Oh
taxes are
my God,
higher than if you're playing
they're
in
gonna yeah they're gonna take a good chunk out.
tax.
But that's the stuff that need to be talked about because every year nobody's talking about it, and that's why guys go to the NBA and they just make a lot of money and they get scammed.
Yeah,
They get scammed too.
yeah, they get
I know
scammed.
y'all done heard stories about top athletes losing a lot of money because all they know is, hey, I'm here making way more money than I can count. I pay a guy to count the money for me, and I made $1 million, but he told me I made 800,000, and I'm
Right,
not finna and I don't double check that because I don't know. Now you got $200,000 missing
right.
right
Two
under your nose,
just
and they
missing.
do that, and they'll do that every paycheck for years,
They're gonna lie
and
to
you'd be
you.
like, yeah, you'd be like, oh, I made millions.
Right,
Whole time you missed out on 4 or 5 extra millions.
right. Do your own research. Obviously, being a professional player, you got a lot of stuff on your plate. But the best tool to do is to teach yourself. Don't rely on anybody else because people in this world are gonna tussle you, scam you, take your money, and run off with it. And they're gonna lie to your face. They're gonna act like they're your best friend. They might be your best friend. Don't trust anyone's word, especially when it comes to your own money, your own pockets. Do your research.
Triple
If
check.
it's someone you can trust and you understand them and y'all can understand them, then go for it. But I would still always do my research myself because Don't rely on anyone but yourself. The same thing for basketball. It's the same way you work your money. If you rely on yourself to get you them skills to make that bucket, you don't rely on anyone else to be in the gym. It's going to be you and your choice, and you in the workout gym or
Yeah.
gym to push yourself. Do the same thing off the court. You got to learn how money works. Learn how whatever you're going to invest in, do your research fully. Don't just believe what someone's telling you because they're fast talkers. They're going to fast talk your ear off. Like, hey, if you give me 200 right now, I can flip it to 500. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't everything. Do your research. Get one opinion. Get 5 opinions. Get other people's opinions. But you got to learn these things because
It's important. You're gonna learn on your own.
Yeah, because you see it everywhere. You see these athletes. Hey, they didn't make millions of dollars, but they broke.
Yep. How
Do you make $30 million and you go broke? It doesn't make sense.
bad advice, bad investments,
Bad investments, bad advice, and there should be no reason for that. You should be living comfortably. Your
paying
family
for the lifestyle.
Yeah, paying for the lifestyle, paying for the looks on social media, doing all this for the clout. I mean, what's it paying? You gotta you gotta understand how money works, and you gotta leverage that. If you learn that, you learn how money works, you can be great.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. You're out here blind.
Yep, for generations.
So, and did you have or do you have a mentor right now or a big bro who's kind of helped steer you through your professional career, or have you just been learning everything as you go?
In the beginning of my basketball career, I was really close with George Gervin. I used to go to his camps. I used to fly out to Austin to work out with him personally and stuff. And he was a really good guy. He really taught me, a few things here and there. But as of lately, I've just kind of been, on my own, just kind of just grinding and just learning things on my own. Like I just said, I mean, I'm always gonna be my best teacher. By me physically learning stuff and pushing myself to learn stuff is gonna be the best skill set. So right now, no mentor. Just trying to just improve everything as much as possible. I haven't played video games since I don't know when. I'm playing video games. I just been researching, man. Just researching different ways to get better at basketball, different ways to get better at money. So that's basically it. What about you?
I wouldn't say I have an official mentor. When I first went pro, I was pretty much on my own. I would ask some people questions, but nobody could really take me under their wing to, direct me the right way. I don't have a sports family. I don't have anybody that has any experience in what I'm doing. None of my best friends have full experience to the extent that I'm at.
Right.
So I kind of learned in the beginning on my own, made some mistakes, lost some money from those mistakes, and it just kind of charged it to the game. And now I got a handful of big bros that are playing all over the place, all the way up to the top level, and I just kind of get a little bit of game from everybody. I would say for the younger guys, it is important that you get a little mentor, big bro, whatever you want to call it, to make you feel better. But you need somebody to watch over you, to give some good advice. I'm now at that point now where I'm not the younger guy, even though I'm still young. I'm not as young anymore, and I had younger guys starting out their careers that reach out to me, ask me, hey, well, what you think about this team? What you think about that? And these are guys that I've talked to, but not at the level that you would expect for them to hit me up. And that was with me. There was guys I could have reached out to, but I was like, no, he's not my best friend, or I don't talk to him every day. I don't know what he's gonna say, but
right,
it's different. Right. It's different. You can't be afraid to reach out. And I've had a lot of younger guys reach out to me, asking for advice about, playing, working on their game, this or that. And it's important because I've given guys honest, truthful information. And, I won't say I shaped anybody's career or nothing, but when you handle business the right way, you do what you're supposed to. Your opinions hold weight. So
Most
you know, any guys out there that any young guys out there that's lost, always reach out to an older guy, reach out to an OG. I had an OG my first year, Marcus Melvin. He was in my position, but he was towards the end of his career, and he just put me on so much game. You know, as a big man, as a pro, and I learned so much. So everywhere I go, every year, if I have an older guy, I try to pick their brain as much as possible because every year you're going to be traveling around, bouncing all over the place, and you're going to meet all kind of guys. And it's really important to grab game from these older guys because it might be some stuff that you know will change your life, put you in a better position because you learn from somebody.
Most definitely, yeah. I mean, and I guess for me, I would say that probably my biggest mentor or leader would be my dad for sure. You know, because for him, he played overseas. He did the whole pro basketball thing, but now it's like watching him work now is just like he brings that same attitude, like the same competitive attitude, you know, to get to where he's at now. You know, so I mean, just watching him work and his work ethic has really rubbed off on me, being able to just like see him grind. You know, he's still grinding, he's still, you know what I'm saying, he's still doing his thing. You know, the only thing that's changed is you know the work, but the work's still there. So me watching him grind and watching him, you know, provide for us, you know, through these years has been, you know, definitely motivational. So, you know, it's been really good, you know, just to.
Did you like growing up in a household where your dad played basketball? Was he like on you when you were really young?
Oh, for sure, no doubt.
Did you
Yeah.
did you like that or it was like some
It was hard,
like
you
a
know.
love
It was
hate?
hard. It was definitely hard. I mean, always pushing us to work out every day. Always have us doing this, getting mad at us if we're not working out, this and that. You know. So I mean, it was hard. It was definitely hard for me and my sister, but
Turned out all right, I guess.
it turned out all right. You know, I mean, I'm gonna be able to. You know, I'm playing pro basketball, so
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm making money at the game I love. You know, so it's awesome to come out here and compete every day. And if he didn't push me to do that, you know, I know a lot of people that have like a lot of basketball game who can hoop, but you know, they just never had that mentor or that person to push them to be great. And you know, it's just like a lost opportunity in life.
Yeah.
It's like if you just have one person to guide you the right way, or just push you to do that, or just one more rep, like you could be making millions of dollars. You know, so
Mm.
it's just hard to, you know, it's hard. It's hard as a kid to understand that and realize that. But when you're older, it's like okay, it's like it paid off. You know, like I was able to go to college for free. Now I'm making money at
Hmm.
15. You know, so.
That's really the goal, just getting your kid to to go to college for free, and everything after that is kind of a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of like the opposite because my dad don't even really know. He was tall, my mom tall, but they didn't play basketball.
Right.
So my dad would like try to put me. He would try to put me in the positions to work with other people on my game.
Yeah.
But it was never in the household. And anytime we did talk about basketball, it was so generic. It was like you don't even really want to talk about it sometimes because like you don't understand what I'm going through because you ain't never been in these positions. So
Right.
I had like a love hate relationship growing up with it because I've had people real close to me grow up with basketball parents, and I see their dad on their ass after the game. I seen them arguing like not
Right.
even want to talk to their dad over a basketball game, and I couldn't do that with my dad because our arguments would be a lot different about other stuff. But at the same time, I was like, I don't want that, but I wish sometimes that like my dad would be like, well, you did this wrong, and I could be like, okay, well, I can understand now. You make sense. So I would
Right.
just have to hear opinions from other people.
Right.
So it was just kind of a different lifestyle when you have to depend on other people outside of your family who aren't as close to you to be honest with you about something.
Yeah, because for me, I was that guy, you know, not arguing with my dad and stuff, but it was always like a love hate relationship. It's like I play a good game, I have a good game, but then he's always like, you could have done better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's always that push to do better that like kind of got me where I'm at. It's like,
yeah.
and you know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's a hard balance sometimes. It's like, oh, like you did great, oh, you killed it, but it's like, and then it's like when they be like, oh, but you could have done more. It's like, man, like damn, like I can't just
Exactly.
like. I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's always like a you want to pass on the back, especially from your family and loved ones. But then it's also it's their job to push you to be even better. So
Yeah.
it's been a good experience, good balance. And, now I'm in a position where he's like it's on you now. It's like you making good money. So it's up to you. It's up to you how far you want to take it.
Yeah.
If you're working
You gonna
hard,
try to make your son play basketball?
no, I'm not gonna force anything on him. He can do whatever he wants. If he wants to be an athlete, he can be an athlete. If he wants to be something great at whatever he wants. I'm not gonna force him to be an athlete. Whatever he likes, whatever he wants to do, we can work towards that.
Yeah.
I obviously know more. I also be able to help him more with basketball due to my experience. But if he wants to play, I don't know about football either. I don't know if he's gonna play football because football,
Yeah, no. Football is
football,
quiet. It's quiet for the football.
yeah, football is a if he loves it though, I can't, you know what I'm saying? If he loves it and he's good at it, we're gonna see. But he's gonna have to be really good at it for me to be like, all right, you can play.
I'm
But if
keeping
you
mine out of football.
because you get cracked all the time. I don't like that. That's too much. So but it'll be good. I think to watch my kid develop every day is just a blessing in itself. So I'm just take it day by day.
Yeah. That's gonna be like a delicate balance because my son gonna be tall as hell. He already too big.
Right.
Everybody always asking, "Oh, he gonna play?" And I don't really want to force it
Right.
because when you tall, you're supposed to. Everybody automatically assume you play basketball. Every time I walk around, people asking me, "You play basketball?" And it's like, damn, like, what if I don't? Because there is tall guys walking around that's not playing. But
People
if
always
that
say about those. Oh,
if that end up being him, though, I don't want him to feel ashamed.
right.
So I'm not gonna. He loves basketball now, but he a little kid. He loves everything. But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna force that. But I would like to see him in some kind of sports just so he can get a free education.
Right.
So if it ends up being basketball, then that's what we rocking with. But I'm not gonna force that on him.
So going back to it now. So we've talked about mentorship. We talked about um, just basketball in general. Have you made any connections while you've been overseas as far as like it could be connections as like for other people with players, it can be connections with coaches, with owners. Have you made any connections outside of basketball?
Um, I connected with some handful of guys. I would say everywhere, every team that I play on, I'm always open to talk to anybody. And if how I look at it is like you're my colleague. We're gonna come here, we're gonna hoop together, and if I rock with you, if we really cool, then we're gonna connect afterwards. So there's guys from teams that I still talk to. You know, I've never really had any issues with coaches. So I know there's some coaches when teams call and ask about me, they give good responses.
Right.
Because of my character. So I try to leave a good mark everywhere I go. Even in situations that don't turn out as well for me or not in my favor,
Right.
because you don't really want to leave a bad taste in other teams' mouths because you can have a big opportunity on the line and the team will say, "Yo, what's good? What's good with X? How was he like last year?" And they say, "Oh, he was a headache, unprofessional,
Right.
always talking back, arguing." You might be a hooper, but they like, do I want this guy that's a troublemaker, or do I want this other guy that's no problems when they both hooping the same?
Exactly.
So yeah, I always try to build on those connections and leave a good mark wherever I'm at.
That's huge right there. That's huge. A lot of people who could be in the NBA are in the NBA because they're head cases or because they just aren't professional.
Hmm.
Being professional at the professional level is huge. I know a lot of players that have a lot of game, and they're just not even hooping anymore just because they're just headaches. You know,
Yeah.
they might be a good guy, but they might just be showing up late to practice all the time. They might be doing this and doing that, and it's just you have to be professional when you're professional, and they take that stuff seriously. They want you to be on time. They want you to do this, do that. Always gotta have a smile on your face. Always gotta be happy. You know, even if something's going on
Yeah.
at home and you upset. You know, it's always about being professional and being, being grateful for every opportunity. So
I like
that's
the
that's a major thing where you gotta do it. You know.
and they and the coaches got to be honest. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes uh, coaches will hate on you and say something that might not be as true, but you know, most coaches not gonna lie for you and be like, oh well, he was good, he was always on time if you weren't.
Right.
So it's a lot of guys that ruin their own opportunities. It's some guys I play with where if a team called me, I couldn't lie to them because I would look bad on my rep.
Right. Right. Or yeah, definitely. People have asked me about other people in the G League about how are they, where are they? It's like, man, I don't know, because he was a head case, you know. So there's been plenty of who have just been, it's just been crazy. And I feel
Losing
like,
their opportunities for sure.
yeah, you ruin your opportunity quick. Relationships are huge. Being able to, build a relationship with people in the sport, but building. I feel like for me, what I want to do is build a relationship. I like to build a relationship with the owners. I like to build a relationship with the owners because the owners are the ones who got the opportunities for stuff outside of basketball. You
Yeah,
know, because they're the ones who got obviously are gonna have money in that area. So it's like, okay, I like to think about stuff that like, how can I invest or how can I do this and do that? And, hopefully I can get, side income coming in or like we can work
yeah,
something out where I'm doing this or doing that. Obviously a lot of teams are gonna be like, oh, we just want you to focus on basketball. But it's like, okay, I can do more than that. I can do
yeah.
this, I can do that, especially depending on what area you're in. Because for me, I'm this year I'm gonna be in Rome, and so it's like, hey, that's a fashion cap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Milan right down the street. So
You
I'm already working on little side deals here and there, trying to do some fashion stuff.
as
Everyone
you
knows
should.
I like the
Because I mean,
fashion,
at the end of the day, all you're doing is maximizing your opportunity.
always maximize your
You know,
opportunity.
if you handling your business on the court, you should be able to take wherever you want. Just like NBA players,
Yep.
NBA guys got endorsements for all types of stuff because they trying to get the most money out of the opportunity that they can. Because that's what we in this for.
Most definitely, yeah. So building relationships, especially while you're a pro, is big, And also, it's like even if you build like a slight relationship where it doesn't end up being money, it's like if you can text that coach later to go on vacation with your family, what I'm saying, or that owner like, hey, we're coming into town for a little bit. I'm taking my family on vacation, and they liked you and you hoop for them, they gonna hook
Hmm.
you up. They're gonna hook you up. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be having a free house, what I'm saying, on the water or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's all about building those opportunities to save you money or to make you money. So
yeah.
it's
I've had coaches that who like wanted me back, but like contacted me directly
right,
because we were just so cool. And they've offered other opportunities when they went to another team. You know,
right,
it didn't work out, but just just the respect level was there, and our relationship was so good that they didn't like go through the agent and have the GM talk it out. He would come, straight to me and be like, "Hey, I want you for this and that. We can talk about it with your agent, but I'm letting you know personally."
right,
So that
right.
that's what happens when your relationship is so good with the people that you need basically
Most
to
definitely.
move on the line.
Yeah, it's great. Relationship. I can't stress it enough. It's important. It's really important to leave a good mark on people, um, because those are the people who are going to be your biggest fans, and that can help you make money in the future, for sure. And speaking of relationships, how is it easy or hard obviously it's hard for us to be fathers away from our kids. So speak on that.
Um, I mean, I've been blessed with the opportunity to bring my son overseas basically since he's been born.
Okay.
He's came over the last 3 years, and raising a kid overseas for at least the majority of the year, it's a bit different because your energy and your time have to just be divided very carefully because overseas you're just practicing all the time, traveling, doing so much other stuff, and somebody like you, when you're like by yourself, you come home, you kick your feet up, you take a deep breath because your son, he on the other side of the world, he might be asleep. Either way, you talk to him on the phone, you're not about to talk to him all day. He a
Yeah.
baby, so he only want to talk for 20 seconds before he starts
Going
scratching
crazy.
his butt or something. Yeah, so to doing all of that, handling all the on court stuff, and then coming home, and my son is literally at the door or at the window seeing me come home. It's like, let's play, let's play, let's play. And I'm tired. I just want to kick my feet up, ice my legs, and do nothing. And now I gotta invest all the energy into him.
Right.
So it was something that I had to get used to.
Yeah.
Just saying, it's what comes with it. This is what I asked for. I wanted him over there with me. So now, I got to put in the energy to raise him. So it's a different type of feeling, but it's a blessing at the same time because he got stamps on his passport. He's been exposed to different cultures.
Right.
He not going to remember all of this, but we have so many great experiences from it, and I don't
Right.
regret having him with me at all.
That's
So
awesome.
it's a fun experience to be an overseas dad, I guess.
Yeah. That's
What's it
definitely a
like for you?
that's definitely a blessing for sure to be able to, like engulf your son into different, cultures, culture shocks,
Mm,
that's awesome to be able to do that. For me, it's been 100% different. I haven't brought my
yeah.
son overseas because the last 2 years, my first year overseas, it was COVID. COVID happened,
Mhm.
so I was playing and ended up going home early because COVID started. This year's my second year. COVID happened the whole year, and then next year we still kind of iffy. So I want to bring him over for sure. Maybe this year, if everything kind of like starts like actually checking out and going back to a little bit of normal, I definitely want to bring him overseas. But if not, definitely the next year, because it's been super hard, and the more he grows, the more like we get, you know, connected with my son. It's more connection I have. So, he's talking more, he's like we're communicating more. So, I definitely want to try and bring him out this year for sure because being away 9,
I
10 months,
know.
it is
That's
hard.
tough.
It's super
That's
hard.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
couldn't even really imagine. Like, we live in the same life, but at the same time, off the court, the situation is just like totally different.
completely different. Yeah. So it's just hard. And do you ever get homesick or you kind of like you getting used to it?
Um, I never really got homesick. Um, I know there's times where I'll be like, I don't want to be in this specific place, so I
Hmm.
want to go home because I don't want to be here. But having my family with me, majority of my years overseas, it's always been like you can make home wherever you're at. But I've kind of adjusted my mind to where I had to detach myself from home mentally because my first year coming home, even though I wasn't homesick, I was like, man, I want to be home with my friends. I want to turn up in the
Right.
summertime. I want to enjoy my full summer, and then
Right.
I want to leave. But then the following year after that, I came home from the G League, and then probably spent like a month home, and then I left to go play in Venezuela for a couple months in the summertime. And that was my first time away in the summer, where all my friends are back home, turning
Right.
up, having a good time, and I'm going to work. And
Right.
that's when I was like, okay, like this shit is really work. Like you can't just kick your feet up and you can't choose how long you want to stay home. You can, but you're gonna be missing out on money and opportunity.
Right.
So
Right.
now I just kind of say, hey, the States is home, but at the same time, I know I'm not gonna be here long, so I don't ever get comfortable.
Right.
I just because I know I'm gonna be on the move. All my friends know, so I just come in thinking I only got X amount of time to be here before I gotta go again. So kind of catch me while you can.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
You,
it's definitely catch me while you can.
for you for sure. Nobody can catch you.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone knows me, man, I'll be on the move. I'm on the move. I'm flying here. I'm flying there. I'm here. I'm barely here. If I'm here, I'm not in that city. I'm in a different city. So I'm always on the move, man. And with that, I feel like that like kind of show you who your true friends are. It shows you like where like who's with you no matter what, who will hit you up, who's not gonna hit you up. So it's been good to find out who your real friends are and the people you can trust in the future. you know. So that's been really good. I've also lost a couple of friends, just being on the move and not communicating so much. But
Yeah, that's when you playing overseas, being unavailable. That's when you kind of really learn who your friends are, or who the people that really care about you.
Right. It's the people that are still gonna be checking in on you, like, oh, I see you killing it, good shit, keep doing your thing, you know. And then for me, homesick, I don't. I kind of agree with you. It's like I'm not super homesick, but it's like okay, I'd be like okay, I'm kind of over being here.
Yeah.
Especially being alone, for that long period of time. It's like okay, like I'm ready to, you know, I'm
Yeah,
ready.
that's somewhere else.
I'm ready for another look at life, different scenery, a different grind. So it's definitely it's always long seasons. It's always going to be a long season. This year's going to be my longest season because, we're trying to go to the championship this year. Last year, we knew we weren't going to make it to the championship.
That championship grind different.
Yeah. But they said this year that everything's moving up. Everything's moving up. So hopefully I'll still be home in June. That's the plan right now. So that's gonna be awesome for me because last year I got home at the same time. So we'll see how it goes and we'll see how everything is. And I think it's gonna be a good year for both of us. Another strong year. I think we're gonna have some fans. I don't know about your guys' situation, but I think we're giving them capacity.
I think we're gonna be able to have fans. Hopefully, we'll see. I mean, by the time this come out and how stuff's looking with COVID, who knows? So I ain't gonna speak too soon to see how it's gonna turn out.
Because in the U.S., there are people they're trying to make people in New York show ID and stuff like that to get into restaurants and stuff that they got vaccinated. So this whole vaccine thing, we'll see how that plays out, and we'll see how COVID ends up being and all these variants and everything. So it's gonna be an interesting year for sure. But I think it's gonna be it's gonna be fun as always. It's always a blessing, like I said, to be able to play the game. Now it's even more of a bigger blessing to be able to teach the younger people that could be tuning into this and watching it that they understand, and it's not easy and that it's not for everybody. Being able to, do what we do and being able to give up the sacrifices we give up is hard. It's for sure hard. So, I mean,
they're gonna learn. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. We doing what we're doing, man.
And feel free to hit us up, man. Feel free to message us, DM us. If you got our numbers, text us. I got a new number, so.
You always get a new number.
It's my first time. This is my first time number, man.
Everybody here. He gonna lose me as a friend next.
I've had my past number since I had my first phone. So, for me, getting a new number, it's just been a way to just clear the clutter, just clear out the unnecessarities of
start fresh.
Start off fresh. People have my number, got my number, and what I'm saying, it helps me focus. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
You got any final thoughts, man? Any final shout outs for episode 2?
Man, I'm good. I feel like we covered a lot of good stuff.
Most definitely.
Hopefully we can get these episodes rolling out for y'all, man. We got a whole lot of content to cover. we didn't even cover everything that we want to talk about today, and we thought we didn't have enough, but we had way more than enough.
Right. Right.
Man, just y'all stay tuned. Super excited.
Most definitely.
We're gonna stay at it, man.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get you more content sooner, faster. I've been busy. Like I said, this year has been different for me, trying to manage my life and not manage my son's life. So it's been a blessing. So it's just gotta learn how to balance a lot of different things is difficult, and hopefully we can get back on track and we can make history. So let's get it.
All right, man. That's a wrap.
Yes, sir. All right.
See y'all later.
Stay safe out there, y'all.
Yes, sir.